section 6.3, conditions for parallelograms. So this is kind of the opposite side of the coin of the previous section. The previous section was if something is a parallelogram, then say these things about it. Now we're saying what is the bare minimum amount of information you need to say something is a parallelogram. So go and kind of think the converse, going the other way. We know this stuff about it. Can we say the parallelogram? So this is kind of new. If a quadrilateral has one pair, only one pair, but that pair of sides is both parallel and congruent. So we're saying nothing about the sides, A, B, and C, D, only talking about the top and the bottom. But if that one pair we're talking about is both parallel and congruent, then we can say the parallelogram. Otherwise, both pairs of opposite sides are congruent. Both pairs of opposite angles are congruent. And of course, these we add to our first sheet in our chapter 6 notes, kind of conditions for parallelograms and then properties of parallelograms, along with the definitions. So one pair of opposite sides, parallel and congruent. Both pairs of opposite sides, congruent. Both pairs of opposite angles, congruent. And then here, if we have a quadrilateral, so of course these shapes have to be quadrilaterals, and there's an angle that is supplementary to both of its consecutive angles. So angle A is supplementary to both at the same time, angle B and angle D. Then it's a parallelogram. Then also, if the diagonals of a quadrilateral bisect each other, that is then enough information to say the parallelogram. So kind of looking at these cases, and do any of these cases apply to any examples we're looking at. So example A, we have this information, 73 degrees, and then both of the angles next to it are both 107. So it's a quadrilateral where one angle is supplementary to the two consecutive angles. So it's a quad with one angle supplementary to the consecutive angles. So we have that condition. So we can say, yes, this is a parallelogram. It kind of has just enough information. If we wanted to, we could say, hey, it's a quadrilateral, so all the angles add up to 360. 360 minus 107 minus 107 minus 73 leaves us with our remaining angle of 73 degrees. Then both pairs of congruent angles, both pairs of consecutive angles are supplementary, so it's a parallelogram that way as well. But that's kind of going additionally. What can we say further? Just based upon the information we have, do we have just enough to say the parallelogram? Example B, we have one pair of opposite angles congruent, but we have no information about the second pair of opposite angles. So it's entirely possible this could be a parallelogram. When you look at it, it kind of looks like a parallelogram, but unfortunately, We are into, that's a terrible N. Oh my goodness. Let's do that again. That's better. So it's entirely possible this could be a parallelogram, but we are interested in guarantees. Can we for sure say that it is? And unfortunately, in this case, we cannot. So look at the examples C and D also and check your answers with my completed notes.